Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode.
Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes. We got another reaction today. But before I get into it, you know what I need you to do. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video. And as we go along, please drop comments so we can have a conversation because we got to crack these codes, man. So today I'm sliding over to do a reaction and join the commentary with DatShaq as he covers a video of 2K and Mali on Anton Daniels After Hours having a pretty heated debate. So we're going to see what Shaq got to say. I'm going to chime in with my 2 cents as well. And we're going to see what 2K and Mali's debate is about. See what points are being made here. Let's dive into it. I don't want to waste too much time, man. You know how I do. Let's go.
Welcome back. I'm sad we got ourselves another video. We got an Anton panel. Mali just goes off. I mean, go off on things that she's not right about. I'm starting to realize Mali's not right about a lot of things.
Need some napkins, you feel me?
Man, what the f is you talking?
What's that?
Hey, I feel slighted already because I'm the one that coined the term Mali be right. I'm the one that coined that term. So let's see.
But her and 2K have a heated debate about masculinity. 2K was saying that y'all don't respect masculinity. That's the reason why we in this situation we in. She say, well, you should take your masculinity back. Take it back. But then when 2K starts showing examples of a person, if they try to take their masculinity back by being masculine, she didn't say, I'm not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the things that you're going to see is going to be triggering. At least to me. I don't know about y'all, at least to me. It's literally like everyone's playing telephone with masculinity. Like they're telling you what masculinity is, and then you hear it, and you be like, that's not masculine at all, what you just said. It was quite feminine, what you just did right there. You know, some people just don't look up words. They just use them with confidence. But hold up, you just hit this video, need you to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. In the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Just let me know that's real. But let's waste no more time. Let's roll the clip.
Y'all tap in with DatShaq, man.
Everything you just named, a man has made it possible for you to do. The house you clean it, man built. The broom you use it, man invented. The phone you own. Everything that y'all could possibly use, a man has invented. Y'all do not respect or y'all undervalue men so much. So much. Y'all complain about that we built for y'all that don't work right.
Oh no,
I think
the great Kevin Samuel said this. It's hard for y'all to take your masculinity back. 95% of the jobs that run the
y'all make excuses instead of standing in y'all masculinity. You'll say, oh well, we can't do this because of y'all, or when do y'all step up and stop being the man so y'all can stop saying how masculine women are and taking advantage of y'all though.
How do we get to
Hey, shout out to the panel on Anton Daniel. Shout out to 2K. Shout out Anton. Shout out Mali. Shout out Mika. And shout out Q Diddy. Slimmy is befuddled. What's going on? Slimmy is the most befuddled man on YouTube. Slimmy don't know what's going on. Wait, what's happening? You're a fool, G.
to this point?
Women
What's happening right now?
can't take advantage of a masculine man. How do you take advantage of a masculine man?
Yes, you can. You can play on a man's
A
emotions.
masculine man.
Yes, a masculine man still has
Do you
emotions.
think women
I
can
see
take
what Molly's
advantage of
saying.
Anton? Do you think women can take advantage of Anton?
What's this?
He's
Anton's
masculine.
narcissistic. What are you talking about?
Maybe that's a part of masculinity though.
Damn, why Anton just catch the stray like that? He called him a narcissist.
It comes along with it.
Molly, shut up.
See, the pure fact that you think a masculine man is oh, my bad.
Molly, shut up.
Nigga, don't get cussed out. Nigga, I learned my lesson, nigga. Don't get cussed out, 2K.
Wait, don't talk when I speak no more on this panel, Molly. Shut up. And stay
But you're not my man, 2K.
Oh my
you're
God.
a man, but you're not my man. So I don't really, it's a little bit different.
It's not different. If you're asking men to take their masculinity back and he tells you to be quiet and you say, no, you're not going to be quiet, you don't respect it. He was right. The fact that you refuse to listen to a masculine figure, you don't respect it. The next part where he have to go after telling you to shut up and you don't do it is physical. That's what masculine is. People don't like it, but that's what masculine is.
That is the part that Mali is not ready to talk about. When she say men need to take their masculinity back, you know, there has to be an or else for that. These modern women, they take advantage of the fact that there's no longer an or else, right? So that means when you raise your voice, poke your chest out, and you let them know what it is and what it ain't, they'll tell you, nigga, shut up and keep talking because there's no or else. Back in the day, it used to be a or else. And when there was a or else, Then you had to be the type of chick that really is all right with being a little swelled up because you just gotta have the last word. But there were a lot less women who wanted to take those lumps, right? They had just fall in line. But there's no longer an or else.
Masculinity is I command you to do something. If you ignore my command, now I'm about to force you to do it. And that's going to become dominance. So he was right. Right now, you're demonstrating that you don't respect masculinity. You only listen to certain people.
It's so
And we're on a panel.
You see how masculinity is not working.
But hold on, masculinity doesn't have to.
Shut up. That is
masculinity isn't
not
disrespectful because
exactly.
I listen to men all the time.
What?
Anton has never told me to shut up.
Anton is not the ruler of masculinity. What are you talking about?
But that's Anton. But see, if
I respect him, but if you're telling me to shut up as a man, I'm gonna think you're a bit feminine because, girl, why you gotta be so sassy?
Why don't you respect the masculinity?
She's showing it right now. The fact that you just said you're gonna call a man who tells you to shut up feminine and say he's sassy is what you're doing right now. Do they not know what masculinity is? When have you commanding a person to do something became feminine?
To right now.
It's because not everybody with balls and a dingling is masculine, 2K.
That's why masculinity don't work. Because you
got that wasn't a masculine act though.
It was not.
What?
Yeah, that wasn't a masculine act.
No.
Like just
Slimmy don't know what he's saying either.
it's a way you could just be like, hey, tone it down just a little bit, Molly. Like,
yeah, and I would listen to Slimmy.
What the hell are y'all talking about? Slimmy, just because
Time out. So she only respect masculinity when you word shit in a way that feel good to her? That's not respecting masculinity. Men are direct. We blunt. It ain't no, could you please be quiet for me? It's shut up. I'm done listening to you talk. You've gone too far. Step back behind the line.
you choose to try to be a cool voice man, say, hey, yo, can you tone it down? That don't mean that's only masculinity. So you're telling me the guy who tells you to shut the F up and then put his hands on you, he's not masculine now. I want y'all to know right now y'all about to sound foolish as hell. Because what y'all say is those women who tell people to shut up, do all those loud, rah-rah things are masculine. So if a man does that, how is that feminine now? How do we call the women who tell men to shut up masculine? But then when a man tells a woman to shut up, he's feminine. That's your logic. That's crazy what you just said.
Nasty work.
And then that gives you a different result.
I'm only listening to Slimmy because you did it the more feminine way.
That's not feminine.
That's true.
That's not feminine.
Yes, it was.
I get what 2K trying to say. I get what 2K trying to say.
That's not
I'm rocking you.
I get what he's trying.
That wasn't feminine.
You did it how she wanted.
I get what he's trying to say. But there's a middle ground. But I do get what 2K is trying to say, right? Like women,
manly is punching.
But women.
So it's not manly to punch stuff now. We're just doing whatever we want with the word, right? So it's not masculine to punch stuff no more. So boxing isn't masculine. Whatever, right?
Women don't like when, you know, your voice gets escalated and things like that. But there is a way to be very stern with a woman without acquiescing and being, you know, feminine or having to go to her and play on her emotions and be really nice. So I think there is a middle ground because just using my dad.
And that's
he used to just have a look. He just had a look.
No, listen. Okay, if I would have said it nice, if I would have said, hey, be quiet or shut up, she still would have kept talking. That's because she don't respect masculinity. Now, what I can do next to her,
I don't agree with that.
If I roll up this sleeve here.
Oh, here we go. I knew it was gonna go to this.
But that's your perception.
What do you mean? How are we acting like dominant? What is Slimmy talking about? How are we acting like dominance is not masculinity? A man putting his hands on you, making you do what he wants is a form of masculinity. It's dominating.
Let's let this marinate. Power and control. There was a strong emphasis on men's control and power, particularly over women and other men.
Just because you want to be the coolest person in the room and be able to tell women, hey, yo, baby, chill, little mama. Just because you want to do that don't change the fact that the other guy who is literally like Genghis Khan, he's Genghis Khan in the room. Now y'all saying he's feminine. Y'all think Genghis Khan is feminine. The way they have now warped what you believe masculinity is and pushed it more towards the feminine nature, you're now saying that's masculine. And now y'all are saying the other side is feminine. So women control submissiveness and dominance. They control both. What's happening right now?
Of what masculinity.
What's happening right now is a woman talking. She's double talking just for the sake of the fact of not wanting to walk back and say, you know what? Now that you explain it that way, I see where I was off. Instead of being able to say that, she got to double down and stand in the argument. I get where she's trying to go. I think she's using the wrong illustrations though. because a man who doesn't have emotion, a man who puts his hands on a woman could be perceived as a man with a lack of emotional restraint, right? However, that's only if you're looking at it from a place of a completely innocent woman. If you're supposed to be masculine and you're dealing with a woman who's resistant to your masculinity and resistant to your dominance and resistant to your leadership, but let's say you're already married to said woman, back in the day, he would make the woman fall in line forcibly, right? Whereas now you have to continue to try to talk. And they have more endurance and stamina for the yip than we do, by and large. Now, I'm not advocating for DV by any means. We're simply having the conversation. I'm not advocating for that. I don't move like that, but we're having the conversation.
Is, but if you're truly masculine, just a simple look or you just using a serious tone is enough for a woman to understand. Y'all have been, like, that's not.
Well, that's what I just said, Molly. I said couldn't have a stern
him.
tone.
Y'all are telling him to do what you want because you like that more, which is feminine. For a person to submit to what you like more, so he does that, is a form of being a woman. That's feminine. Getting triggered.
There's no behind my words. If I say shut up and you keep talking and nothing happens, what are you going to do? Keep talking.
I just get quiet.
Consequence.
Perfect. I love how you.
Now, when it was masculine and it was rough and it was tough, and I say be quiet, you kept talking. I come over and then you knew then to shut up.
You have no control, though. Like, and this is not me trying to like be judgmental, but you. So much things is psychological. Y'all don't even understand. You have no control if this is what you have to result to get control.
They're saying Genghis Khan is feminine then. Y'all are saying that Shaka Zulu is feminine. Y'all are acting like the people who walked over there, put you in a headlock and squeezed until your booty popped out. That guy is feminine. That's what y'all saying. I hope y'all know when y'all talk about people being overly emotional, feminine is when they show vulnerability or sadness. That's the thing they were talking about when they say you're getting emotional. They never talked about a guy getting routed up and going over there like a gorilla and knocking you out. They never said that was feminine. That is very masculine. I don't know how 2K is doing this.
For a woman.
But
great point.
I get what you're trying to say.
When you see Debo coming, what do?
Tuck your chain.
Tuck your mother chain.
Tuck your mother chains in.
You tuck it in.
No, that's what y'all men would do if y'all see Debo.
But I get what he's trying.
Did nobody just hear what she just said? That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. I don't know how many times I gotta pause this video because I just keep getting triggered. She just said men tuck their chain in. You know what happened to women who didn't listen to Debo? He did it to 2 of them. It was 2 times what happened. He laid hands on them.
Molly be right, but today she was wrong, G. Because that you couldn't. What did you see Friday, Molly? What the fuck?
Debo was walking around like Genghis Khan in the neighborhood. Y'all gonna stop acting like y'all don't know what masculine behavior is, because women of today, it put fear in you. That's what it does. People don't want pure honesty. They want watered down stupidity. I don't know. I'm getting so upset.
I get what he's trying to say, Mike. Like, okay, so if he says shut up, I would initially get quiet, right? And then later on,
she's so manly.
Was he? Because I'm not.
She just said her man can't tell her to shut up. This is who we are listening to in this discussion. This is who we listening to.
Well, see, that's the thing. I won't get combative with a man because it can escalate.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
that's the only reason why I would
know
never do
not
that.
to tell me to shut up, especially to my face.
Right, but hold on. But
she's not a man. Why is she saying this stuff? Is this who this Molly lady is?
But some men don't, right? So I never take that chance.
What do you mean?
Thank God I don't live with one of those.
Huh?
Maybe Molly's poorly illustrating the fact that she's a compliant woman, so it'll never get to a point where a man feels like he needs to use language like shut up. Because if a woman is completely cooperative or submissive to her guy, if he says be quiet, or if he gives her the look like he's tired of her talking, she gonna go ahead and acquiesce to that and just be quiet. It should never escalate to where he feel like he needs to be as blunt as shut up. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the point that she's poorly illustrating. I'm trying to throw her a bone here and help her out, but I don't know. She's taking an L tonight.
Yeah, but even if you
I'm not
think about it like this. Even if you be quiet, it doesn't mean that you respect them. It just
Right.
means
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying later, like if it's my guy later on.
That's like saying just because you tuck your chain in when Debo come, don't mean you respect him. What are you talking about? You switched up because you know what can happen. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. This is wild.
On when we're not in an argument or a debate, I'm going to tell him, hey, I didn't like how you spoke to me.
See, and this is why y'all get manipulated, 2K, because y'all will sit there and y'all will be all overly emotional, hit, yell, do whatever, throw stuff, and then y'all be having to apologize because she's gonna act all hurt. Y'all never get control. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's a game.
What's happening?
I'm not gonna be putting all my gems out there, but
all I'm saying is the way y'all don't respect masculinity because there's
what does masculinity look like in 2025?
I'm not conflicted. I don't agree with no women.
You looking at least 3 strong masculine men on here.
This is wild.
Oh,
You nigga.
Hey,
you up, 2K?
And that was funny.
Look, he knew he wanted the one though.
I will you up, nigga.
Hey, he definitely told on himself because 2K ain't say no type of name.
But what I'm saying is, Molly, for real, like women, they don't respect it because there's no consequence behind their actions. Like you want to know why women respect people in Dubai? Because they know if they disrespect these men, you taking your ass to jail, or these dudes might handle it themselves.
True.
In America,
yeah, but those women are starting to revolt too, so they're losing control over their women.
What?
You a fucking lie. She lying. Ain't verified it, looked it up or nothing. Got a whole cousin that live in Abu Dhabi. Talk to him every day. No, you lying. They not revolting on shit. What they doing it, the ones that want to be a slut or the ones that got the fear of missing out on extra dick, them motherfuckers running to America and taking they dressings off and you know what I'm saying, moving and grooving like they ain't got no damn sense. But if you want to stay over there, you can't play over there. If you want to stay over there, you can't play over there. She just made that up.
Oh, wait, hold up. What does it say, this thing she's talking about? It doesn't say anywhere there's a revolt happening in Dubai. I think you made that up. Only thing I see that somewhat happening in Dubai is a lady is standing trial for being drunk in public and causing a disturbance, trying to assault police officers. That's the only thing I see. I don't see what this revolt is happening. I feel like you made that up.
They're doing all that oppressive stuff, so
ain't nothing no women can do without other men.
It's still a human being, though.
But it doesn't ever really get to that point. It's just strict rules that the women are up. They upbringing is different.
Well, no,
you know what I'm saying? It's totally different.
This is my area because I go out there all the time. They actually, yeah, they're brought up that way, but they actually want to do that. Like a lot of women in the West think a lot of those women are being forced. Now you got countries like Iran or whatever, but most of those Muslim countries, those women want to dress like that. They want to talk like that. Like they live in that.
It's their upbringing. This is all that they know.
They live in that. So it's not.
Yeah, she's telling the truth, and she sounds like a person who been somewhere. Like she said, she go out there all the time. I've traveled to a lot of countries myself, so I don't just be speaking blindly about like, oh, other countries do this, like I've traveled. So like for people who haven't traveled, they just make some shit up and just throw that shit against the wall, see if it's sticking. If ain't nobody in the room verified or valid enough on their expeditions to be able to say that's false, you know what I mean? Then it'll walk, you know what I mean? But she's not lying. A lot of women who are of the Islamic faith, they don't feel oppressed. They want to cover themselves up. They want to honor the man that they're with. They want to be respectful and respectable and viewed a certain way in the eyes of God through their submission to their husbands. It's called discipline, and it's called actually practicing your religion. The thing about Western people is we're so loose with religion out here that we look at the disciplined religions as oppressed, when actually they're just disciplined in their faith. You got the most judgmental folks of the religious people in the West who do the most debaucherous things. But we're not gonna get into that. Let's go.
Oh, but they got cell phones now. They're starting to see the Western cultures. I stay on top of this stuff.
Yeah,
no,
but
they're
but
not
it's also
like
it's a protection. It's a protection that comes with them being clothed like that, them being brought up like that. It's a protection. It's a protection that helps them. Like this
most
helps
of the
them
women
through
want
life.
to be, most of the women want to be like that, because I'm telling you, like when you're on a resort and like if you're on a resort and
Molly just said one of the dumbest things I ever heard Molly say, and I love Molly, but she just said some dumb shit. She said that's a man's version of protection. That's the only version of protection there is. There is no woman's version of protection. Women can't protect themselves. Every woman is as safe as the sanity of the nearest man. If you want to talk about the 5% women that's doing CrossFit and then went and got swole, or that's in the boxing gyms or in the martial arts gyms that got a better fighting chance than your average woman, it's a small percentage of them. And most of them still going to take a L to a fit man with some level of combat skill. They still going to take a L. So the whole thing what she just said, that's a man's version of protection. That's the only version of protection there is. Women aren't protectors. They can't protect themselves from themselves. They blame the world for all their poor decisions. And this ain't me bashing women, but that was some dumb shit she just said. So I got to be real. That's crazy. What are you talking about?
In Dubai, right? And then you go off the resort to like Abu Dhabi, right? You notice the difference, because on the resort, you can be in your bathing suit and all that. And I'm telling you, the men are on you like this to the point where you're like, no, I want to be clothed. And so a lot of those women don't like that type of attention. And so that veil and all that gives you the protection, and it gives you the sense of the male being able to talk to you a certain way. So I understand that culture, and I understand why a lot of those women want to be like that. In the West, yeah, we can do whatever we want, but then we're also over here begging for protection. How many women are like men don't protect, especially black women?
I think we should dress more modestly over here. I'm not arguing that.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying.
And y'all keep bringing up my husband. So we're talking about men. Who cares? Who cares what color he is? Y'all are so dumb. I'm black, and I could leave him tomorrow and end up with a black man. I'll still be talking like this.
That nigga is guilty. That was masculine too. She's triggered. She's triggered, and she don't understand what's happening right now. This is like a crash out. That if you're supposed to be this feminine lady you're talking about, you're not that at all. You're not that at all. You got the devil in you. That's what's happening right now.
And y'all ain't gonna stop it.
No, we don't argue.
Let me go clear that.
They always think like y'all are the ones scared of white men, not me.
Hey, when I was telling Molly to shut up, y'all, that was an example. I respect Molly. And tell on her husband, bro, love do not have a color. All right, if you don't got the right to date out your race, or you
want with an African, a black, dark chocolate, blackest man y'all have ever seen, I would still be talking like this. Y'all would still be saying what y'all are saying. Y'all opinion is irrelevant.
I mean, my daddy was masculine and he white.
I don't think masculinity has a color. Like
a date a nigga like Trigger.
But they say no, because they think white men are more masculine than them, because they always say how great white men are compared to them.
She is crashing out.
I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's just like some men are great, some men aren't.
I don't think it's a race thing either, but you got dummies in the chat.
And I'm gonna tell you,
I be talking like this even when I was with a black man. Believe that.
Lowest of lows, and they all ain't black. I can tell you that. And I can tell you this shit look crazy.
Big screen. I'm going to be honest with you. That was.
All right, man. Shaq finna get his final take. Let me give mine, man. I think Molly got I think she more so cooked herself than getting cooked, to be honest. I think she just found a poor argument to take and really didn't have the ability to fight back with the resources available to her, because she got the making up revolutions that ain't happening. All type of shit. She talking about 1%, 2% of the women from the so-called Middle Eastern countries that's moving over here to America so they can exercise their liberation, which ain't nothing but a proper term for being a hoe for a little while and then try to find a husband on the back end. But man, it was a good video, entertaining for sure. I appreciated Shaq's commentary on this one, and we off of it, man. But shoot, if y'all don't do nothing else, man, make sure y'all stick to the codes. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.